How does Football Manager handle it if you give a club over £10 billion? Now, FC Andorra, over the next 10 years, we are going to give them 5 billion. 5 billion over the next 10 years. Then after that, they're going to get about 1.2, 1.3 billion every single season for the next 50 years. We are going to simulate and see exactly how things look. We are now going to jump 2 years in, so you can see how the finances have come into the club and see exactly how they are doing. Now let's remember the club start in the second tier of Spanish football after just winning promotion in real life. So congratulations to them. They have a 2-star training facilities, 2-star youth facilities. And if we go onto the facility screen, adequate youth recruitment, average academy coaching, and good corporate facilities, etc. So let's jump forward 2 years and see how it has affected the club. Okay, so we are in 2023 now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go add a new manager. We're going to use the Bram Ellison profile. We are going to go to recently managed FC Andorra. Let's just take charge of them so we can delve deep into the squad. I've not checked anything. I've just skipped straight through there. So, okay. If you are finding this interesting, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. But they're in the Primera Division Group 2. They got relegated in the first season. And in the second season, they did not win promotion. That's insane. 2-2. Finances are 2-star but labelled as rich. Has anything changed facility-wise? Adequate, average, good. Okay. Due to move back into... Okay, so they've currently moved stadium and they are renovating their stadium at the minute. Okay. This is the big one. They have just under 1 billion in the bank. They have a wage budget of only 77,000 though. Transfer budget of 136 million. Let's go on to sponsorships. You can see, there we are. We have 5 100 million a season deals, which takes up to the 5 billion over the period of the next 10 years. So we're 2 seasons in, and they have managed to get themselves relegated. They have splashed out some cash, 5.25k a week on an Andorran player, 23 years old. Came in from Celta Vigo's team. I mean, it's nice to see they bringing players in from the youth team. I assume there's no insane youngsters come through who are already in Andorra's national team. No. In Andorra's under-19s, do we have any future stars? We have a 16-year-old defender here who is fairly average. Let's jump a couple of years more forward and let's just investigate how it's gone when by that point, they would have got the 2.5 billion in after 5 seasons. Okay, so 2026. Again, I'm adding a new manager because when we are simulating, we have not been in charge of the club. I've not affected any of the decisions at all. So let's jump forward, shall we? Again, I'm not going to check and see if they've been promoted. Okay, they are in the second tier again. Let's do... I'm going to do development centres. We're 5 seasons in. They've got 20-year-old academy player here. Andorra, 19 caps already. Came through the intake probably season 1, season 2. Look at that. For the Andorran B team, 36 goals in 42 games. He looks decent. Without a shadow of a doubt, he looks like a good quality player. So already a couple of players come through. There's another one here. Another Andorran, again came through the academy, and again looks fairly decent. Okay, so that shows something. Does that mean we've had an improvement here? We haven't. We haven't had an improvement. We've actually dropped to 1.5-star training facilities, 2-star youth facilities still. We have adequate and average, so they've not, in 5 years, they've not touched it. We have 843 million in the bank. Now, one thing I have noticed is expenditure-wise, we do pump out quite a lot of dividends. It seems like when I've checked the finances on the test run, there's nothing I could do to fix this in Spain, unfortunately, but it does seem like they spend out quite a lot of money, But as you can see, we constantly have nearly £1 billion in the bank, and that should be sufficient for clubs to progress quite quickly. We have a £5 million a week wage budget, and we have £1 billion to spend. £1 billion to spend. You can see sponsorships are still coming in. And we are projected to be around that because, again, like I said, dividends go out. But we are keeping our finances reasonably high. But let's go on to general. And let's check this. So, they did win promotion the third season, where we came back just at the start of that. And then they finished bottom half of this division the last 2 seasons in a row. Let's just see who we're spending the cash on. So let's go on to wages. We've got some high earners. We've got an Andorran central defender, 25 years old, on 27,500 a week. So he came through Barcelona. So it looks like he's gained Andorran citizenship due to playing for FC Andorra. But again, like I say, will this improve Andorra? 161st in the rankings. Let's go on the schedule. How are we looking? Complete run of defeats. Couple of victories here in the Nations League. Liechtenstein, San Marino. How are our under-21s doing? Like, have they qualified at all? No, they are still getting absolutely smacked pretty much all the time. So the change to Andorra as a nation hasn't took effect really yet. We're now going to jump 10 years forward, and that will be the first time we investigate if the league itself has had any success at all. Okay, so we're 2031, the final payments have gone in. So they've had 5 billion put in. Yes, the shareholders, PK for example, have had an absolute insane amount of money from the club, so they'll be loving life. So we are predicted first. Now, is that in the top division, second division, or third division? Let's find out, shall we? No. No. Who is in charge of this club? They've been relegated again. They are down in the third tier of Spanish football after 10 years. Now, training facilities are great. Youth facilities are great. They have a 6,000 capacity stadium now. So they finished 8th. Then the following season got relegated. And they've just finished in 2nd place. So they didn't even bounce straight back. They still have adequate academy coaching and average youth recruitment. That was adequate before, wasn't it? What is going on, Andorra? Okay. Biggerstons, they have players on 50k a week in the third tier. Look at these type of players should not be in the third tier. They only have 2 players from Andorra. They have a 16-year-old goalkeeper who looks fairly poor. And they have a 19-year-old centre mid. Where have all the other Andorran players gone? They have managed to look at the finance. Nearly $1 billion. 159 million to spend, 5 million wage budget. They spend nearly $500,000 a week on wages. If we go on to the expenditure last season, they paid out 450 million again. But sponsorship was 400 million last season. Okay. But if we go on to sponsorship, you can see renewed for another 10 years, $1 billion. So that's again another $1 billion over the next 10 years. Plus 650 million coming in. So 65 million a year. So that's 165 million a year is going to be coming in now. So it's not like they've just run out of money. I made sure they would, for the next, up to 2081, I think we're going to simulate. I don't understand how. Like, never mind Andorra's national team and the club teams, they somehow got themselves relegated. Okay, is anybody coming through the academy who has any ability? Nothing really. What's in the B team? Anything again? Got an Andorran right back here who's fairly average. Got a centre back who's Spanish. Got wing. Okay, the quality is fairly poor. poor. The league is up to 1.5. So Sant Julia have been winning it. It's ranked 105th in the world rankings now. Have they got any talent at all in their squad? Let's go to the highest earner. He's an Andorran player. Came through FC Andorra. This is that guy we looked at, wasn't it? Was this that guy who looked like a decent talent earlier on? 62 cash for Andorra at the age of 24. Okay, have they achieved anything? If we remove everything apart from Continental. No. They got to the Champions League second preliminary round. That was it. Champions Pass second preliminary round again. Went out to Welsh side. Nothing. They did win a game here. But it looks like FC Andorra have not improved Andorran football over the last 10 years. At all. At all. The final thing I want to check, just out of curiosity, is... Okay, the national team's ranked now 141st. Has the under-21s done anything at all? No. Okay. Has the national team won any games? Let's find out, shall we? Has the national team done... Oh, look at this. Nations League Group D. They smashed it. They smashed it. And we actually... Oh, we ended up getting relegated. The Nations League relegation playoff. Okay, so we ended up not going up. But you can see we beat Bosnia, Cyprus, Estonia. You can see here, relegation playoff against Faroe Islands, 1-2, then 4-0. So the step by step, are slowly improving a little bit. A little bit, we can say. In terms of the highest value player, was this centre-back, yeah, the one who gained nationality due to the fact he was playing for FC Andorra. So he's now their highest value player. Let's jump 30 years into the future now, to 2051, and see if in 30 years since I started giving them money, have they done anything? Come on! Okay, 2061 we're in. That's 40 years. Good job, me. Good job, me, jumping to the wrong time. 2061, so 40 years into the future. I promise I can do math. I promise. Right, so we're 40 years into the future. They predicted 15th. Please tell me that's in the top division. Please tell me that's in the top division. I'm skipping. I'm skipping so I don't see... They have made it! Granada have won the top flight twice in the last 4 years. What is going on there? Oh, they've been relegated. They've been relegated. So FC Andorra, they after 4 years, they are in the top flight of Spanish football. They are going back down though. They are on the way back down. Granada won it then. Granada have won it 3 times since Real Madrid last won it. That's mental. Okay, how are we looking? Do we have any... Oh, a couple of... Oh, it's looking better. 16 years old. He looks like he's decent. A left winger here, 15. Bit of potential. We've got a goalkeeper here, 16. We've got a right back. He probably better as a centre back if he was a bit taller. Got another right back. Okay. Okay, we have players. That's a good start. I'll tell you what, let's check general. How's it been going? So, went to the top flight, got relegated again. Promoted again. 2 seasons before going back down. 2 seasons before going back up. And now we're a bit of a yo-yo club, it seems. How are we looking finances-wise? We've got 992 million in the bank. 5.7 million wage budget a week. We spend 709 with 300 million to spend. In terms of sponsorships and incomes, you can see it's continued. We've got a few which aren't the biggest. We've got 5 million general and a 4 million main kit sponsor. But we still have, again, for the next 10 years, and it's going to continue, 100 million a season coming in for an individual TV deal when in the top flight that one's labelled as. So, it's asking questions. Do we have any key Andorrans in? We got one, he's 17 years old. And he looks decent. For 17, he looks decent. Okay, so the Andorran team, FC Andorra, has not improved how I would have hoped. They have improved the facilities again. Excellent and superb now. We still exceptional youth recruitment and good academy coaching. Are we now going to see big strides forward? The Gerard Piqué Stadium. That's insane. Okay. We need to see it. Are we going to see 110th? The national team is ranked 110th now. We are seeing progression. We are actually seeing progression. Right, let's go on to schedule. What have we done? What have we done? Okay, Nations League, Group C, with Belarus, Gibraltar, Iceland. We actually look decent. We're winning games. That's positive. Euro qualifying, we're still not doing anything. Although we did win a game there against Ireland, 2-1 at home. North Macedonia, we got a victory there. It's not looking promising. We got a couple of wins there. That's the Nations League again. So in the Nations League, we do alright because we're against teams around our level. It doesn't look like we've qualified for anything. Okay. So the national team hasn't really improved. Has the under-21s qualified for anything? Just quickly. Has the under-21s qualified for anything? So we win a lot of friendlies we seem to be good at. I'm seeing a lot of qualifying, but I'm not seeing any success. No. Okay. Let's go to the league, which is 72nd now. I mean, it looks like St. Julia just win it every single season. 17,000 capacity stadium. What is going on in Andorra? What is going on? Okay. I mean, fair play. Fair play there. Okay, let's remove all of these again, shall we? And just leave Champions League, Conference, and Europa League. So, let's go back. We are seeing things. Andorran clubs are making it to the groups. Europa Conference groups. And they did win a game against Rangers. Did they win another game? No. Got to the groups the season before. Season before that. Season before that. Season before that. Because of Europa League failing. Missed out that season in 55-56. But got to the season before that. Huh. So every season, for a while, they were getting to the Europa Conference. So that's their level. Europa Conference League groups at the minute. After 40 seasons, they get into the Europa Conference League groups. What I want to do now is I want to go another 20 years into the future. Because we actually seen progression now. 110th the national team. Europa Conference groups for St. Julia. Were in the top flight, now relegated for the FC Andorra. Let's jump another 20 years forward and see if one club can help develop a nation. Okay, 2081 we're in now, so add a new manager. Bram Ellison again. Let's go to recently managed clubs, FC Andorra. And let's investigate, shall we? What division we are in. We are in the top flight. We finished 10th. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are now winning. Real Valladolid won it. Granada 3 times in a row. Jesus. Okay. FC Andorra, the Gerard Piqué Stadium. 19,000 capacity now. Very nice. You can see a hot prospect is Andorran still, which is nice to see. We have superb training facilities, superb youth facilities. We have exceptional and excellent coaching. I'm liking what we're seeing. Let's go in general. Did we qualify for Europe or something? We've become a steady mid-table top flight club. I bloody hope so with the amount of money I've given. 9th, 7th. 7th is the highest finish they've achieved in this save. So, okay, not the best. But at least they're now a top flight club. With the amount of money we pumped in, I'd be fuming if they weren't. We have 239 million in the bank. So sponsorship wise, we still have 100 million coming in a season. We are expected to be shipping money. So like last season, 112 million on players' wages. Okay, 44 million dividends. Income-wise, last season was 300 million in investments. But we... Okay. Okay. So they finished mid-table. Do we have any good talent coming through? Please tell me there's at least one or two. Got an Andorran goalkeeper. That's the hot prospect. He actually is decent as well. He actually is decent for 15. We've got a striker here. Okay, you see a noticeable difference. I mean, look at that guy. 17. He looks quality. You see a noticeable difference in the quality of players, 15-year-old, of players coming through who are of Andorran nationality. Our B team in the third tier yet? No. Have they ever been in the third tier? No. That's a bit disappointing. I was hoping the B team might have rose up into the playable leagues, but I guess with the speed that the FC Andorra first team rose, I'm not shocked they didn't. Okay. Did one club help a nation? 88th now. It's playing Scotland again. 20 years ago when we started, that was the fixture they were due to play. 2.5-star league reputation as well, but let's check the national team first. Schedule-wise, qualifying. Oh, let's go through. Nations League again did well. That's Group C. Euro qualifying did win some games, but obviously mustn't have qualified. World Cup qualifying again, won some games, beating the likes of Belarus, Gibraltar and stuff. Nations League had some success again. Euro qualifying here. We won a lot of games here. How did they not qualify? Like, can we... If we show all groups... And now find Andorra. Where Andorra there, for example, finished third behind England and Sweden on 18 points. So they're knocking on the door, but it looks like they've still not managed to qualify for an international competition. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! 2072. Andorra made it to the Euros. Group D, where they lost to Wales. They beat Italy 3-2 before losing to Turkey. I'm just quickly flying through in case I missed something and just... There! 2076, I did miss it. They qualified again. They qualified again in 2076. Didn't qualify in 2080. Okay. Didn't qualify 2080, but they have been qualifying. They have been qualifying. Let's now have a look at this division. 63rd now. 63rd in the rankings. We have a new champion. But St. Julius still seem to have been the main dominant force. We're going to use them as the option to check. So, let's again. I see that they have qualified for continental qualification again. So, let's go through, shall we? Conference League again. Conference League, Conference League, Conference League. Conference League knockout rounds for an Andorran club. Okay. Conference League, Conference... Didn't even qualify for a few years. Conference League there again. It's still only Conference League stuff. I'm just curious if this team, who has started to become one of the bigger teams as well, have they qualified at any point for any group stage or anything? Let's go through, shall we, and just check. Conference. Okay, conference groups. Conference groups. Them two are conference. Okay. So, we have travelled until the year 2081 to see if, given over £12 billion, in fact, actually, it would be close to 15 billion, to FC Andorra over a 60-year period, would that improve the club, which it did? Would it improve a nation, which it did, ranked 88th? And would it improve teams within that nation, which I would say it did, because them teams are now qualifying for continental competitions. They are getting better quality players. There's better players coming through. It's just an all-round win. Now, what I would say is the club side, the AI has managed them pathetically. The fact that they've not won the Spanish title with the amount of money they've had thrown at them is insane. But I think we can call this a success. I've been Paul, also known as the Withered, and I'll see you next time.